Okay, it says we're live here at Talladega. Ricky Wittenberg, Josh Bittner. Checkered flag just dropped on practice. We're at a Talladega recruiting race for the Vigilante Racing League. This is more of a stream quality test than anything else, but we are going to try to announce and let you know what's going on. So, Josh, what's going on this week?
Not much. Just getting ready for recovering from Christmas, I should say, and getting ready for a new year and some unfulfilled resolutions. How about you?
Yeah, about the same thing. I'm sure there'll be plenty of unfulfilled new resolutions coming near and dear. One of my resolutions is to win one of the stages at the Hooligan, so we'll try. One of my resolutions is
Definitely
to
sounds accomplishable.
win one of the stages at the Hooligan. So I'm sorry about the feedback on the people. May have heard something weird there. As I try to check the stream out and see what's going on YouTube, it is lagged a little behind. And this is just a test. We're definitely not being paid, and we're not professional either. So thank God Josh works for free.
Child labor laws are a beautiful thing, but they don't apply to iRacing.
All right, so we do have qualifying on the track. Oh wow, our points champion Tim Pope in here. That's trying to get. I guess his worst two finishes of the year were play tracks, so he's trying to brush up on those skills, which is just great for the rest of us in the league.
Yeah, it's a real scary thought to think that if he didn't wreck out on the last lap of both plate races, that he would have a top 10 in every single race this season. Goes to show how talented of a driver he is all across the board, different kinds of tracks. He's always up front, always in it. Almost, just about every race this season, and even the ones he's wrecked in, he's been able to come up through the front. Let's see if he can try to pull one off tonight.
Yeah, looks like we've got a pretty good field of trucks in here tonight. Oh golly, I don't know if there's 40 registered, but there's at least 40 showing up on the qualifying rundown. Some of them may have backed out, but there'll be moments of trepidation tonight. If we do in fact have 40 trucks take a green flag at Talladega in a recruiting race, hopefully a lot of these guys will mind their P's and Q's. Time's starting to come in. Pope on the pole so far, no surprise. Albert Anderson, he must not got his number because he's showing up as 17. He was 12, now he's 2. Next week he's going to be a freaking symbol known as Albert Anderson. It's not going to be a number, it's just going to be a symbol.
I feel like Albert shouldn't be defined by numbers. He's just such a personality that you'd slap any number on his truck, any symbol.
Can we make it an outline design of a Gatorade bottle?
Yes. As long as Gatorade doesn't see it, we should be fine.
I mean, if it's an outline of a Gatorade bottle, then we probably can get away with it. Where is Dustin really tonight? Because this would be in his wheelhouse, and I don't see his name.
Yeah, we're missing a couple of the plate guys. He's definitely one of them. He usually runs up front just about every plate race we do. But another guy that does that is here, Kelly Keel. He's up. He's going to be in it. And looks like he hasn't laid down a lap yet, but I'm expecting him to.
It looks like he's coming out on the track right now as we go live. Look in on Kelly Keel, see what he sees out on the track. We'll go on his roll bar camera. He's got that new Sim Magic wheel, and I'm a little jealous, to be honest. I've got to save up some money, I think, and come up with a Sim Magic wheel, because getting some rave reviews so far.
Yeah, we got a couple of new wheel additions in the off season. I think Mayberry got a new wheel too, right?
Yeah, Mayberry finally learned how to calibrate the wheel correctly too. As we know, he thinks 90 degrees left is what 180 degrees was. So for him to even make a competitive lap was a literal miracle, I think. So I think his overall abilities will look like they have jumped dramatically in season 2.
Yeah, and it's funny just to think the race we did, the leftover race, when he ran in that, I don't know how he even was able to do that because that requires a lot of wheel, and he must have been turning that ship like Captain Jack Sparrow or something, just flinging it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think at a track like that, his wheel rotation degrees was down to like, I think he had 300 degrees of wheel rotation that he was playing with, and that is not what you want on a Lucas Oil Dirt style track.
Yeah, he must have been putting in a real workout. I told him it was probably similar to CrossFit. If he had an ounce of force feedback, I mean, he's probably doing. He had to do basically double the work that we did.
Well, I can confirm that his arms now look like Popeye. That's probably why.
Kelly qualifying in the ninth position right now.
Yep, Jess Vaught just qualifies third, our captain and the founder of the Vigilante Racing League. In ninth position, in third position, Dion Jones. Good to see Neon Dion, or as some folks like to call him, Dion Jones, with a solid top 10 in qualifying. We've got Vigilante Racing drivers in the top 3 positions, also 8th and ninth. So 5 out of the top 10 Vigilante regulars. You got to think that some of these new guys are going to have to hook up together, see what they can come up with, and see if they can make something happen.
Yeah, we don't really have anybody that's in a team with another person in Vigilante. Right now, we have Dale Adamson, newest edition of Limitless Esports. He's with Albert Anderson. His pops, Mike Adamson, isn't in the race tonight, it looks like. Jeremiah's also there, too, so they have 3/4 of Limitless. So that should be one group that I look forward to seeing them race with each other and see what they can do, get in a line.
And we have Jess Vaught and Kelly Keel from the main Vigilante team in the race together. None of our Omegas are in the race because we're broadcasting it, and none of the other ones are in this race anyway.
We've transcended racing, the planes of racing. We're so good we don't even need to race anymore.
That's I'll tell myself that tonight when we get done. The 2 minutes to go in the qualifying session. Tim Pope still shows the way at a 55.785. Albert Anderson ran a 55.792. So very tight for the pole. Some of the non-Vigilante drivers we've got in here. Stephen Gregory from Indiana. We've got Daniel Bazilla from Pennsylvania in fifth. That was fourth, Stephen Gregory. Fifth, Bazilla. Sean Skeen, Australia. All right. With a sixth place effort so far.
Craig.
Mark Mastrella in eighth. Charlie Watt from Florida in ninth. And that has bumped Dion Jones to 10th. Kelly Keel bumped to 11th. Jeremiah Burke just put a lap down that puts him in 7th. Looks like he has completed both of his laps, I think. Yep, he is no longer on the track. So I'd say pretty much everybody's done qualifying. Looks like 29 drivers have taken time. Justin French, 21st. I think I see, Timothy French in 18th. I'm willing to bet that those guys may be related because I saw them drafting together. I mean, I'll go out on a limb and say there's a possibility.
Never know.
We need to invite some drivers from other leagues we've raced with to come in and race with us, since we like to go in and race with them. Noted midget Bobby Hamilton Jr. not in the race tonight.
Big disappointment.
I think you mean small disappointment.
Yeah, we went over, or Albert and I beat that horse to death on the Vigilante Report podcast this week. So anybody that's looking for some Bobby Hamilton Jr. slander, I guess you can head over there.
I don't think anybody's looking for Bobby Hamilton Jr. in
Hey,
2021.
yeah, maybe a decade
Maybe
ago.
his boss at McDonald's. That's probably it. I'm just kidding. It's slander. I don't mean it. It's this is a parody. Don't take it seriously. If
Hmm.
you if the actual Bobby Hamilton Jr. is listening, it's just a joke. So it looks like we're gridding up finally, so we can quit talking about that.
Getting
Let's
some
see.
interesting feedback in the chat section here. We got Alexander Miller. He chimed in. He's in the 42 car, and he said, "Please don't hurt me. I'm just an IndyCar driver." So
He must.
people to look out for.
Where's
I
Gary
think
Godso to protect him when we need him?
you can go recruit him.
The
Well,
hero
there
we
we
all need.
friend the VOR league.
And I believe we have our. If anybody is watching, we've got our VigilanteRacing.com. Thanks to Josh Bittner going up and live. That is our store where we've got merchandise for our Vigilante drivers. So, I mean, man, this league is different than a lot of leagues. Like, to be serious for a second, I don't know how many leagues are out there in iRacing that, I mean, I know a lot of them broadcast and they have, some of them have payouts, but we broadcast, we have payouts, we have a podcast, which I'm not sure if anybody else does or not. I really don't know. I haven't seen another team specific podcast for a league. We have a store. We have an official painter. Um, we have special races just for our vigilante drivers through the year, in addition to our weekly races. So we got a lot going on that a lot of leagues do not have. Not saying we're better than the other ones, but we do things a little differently.
We also have Albert Anderson, America's driver, on our side,
We do have America's driver.
gritting off in the second position.
I guess for the start of this race, we probably might be a good idea to focus on the lead car and go up and see all the drivers stream out of turn 1 and 2. Are we going green this lap, Josh? Or has he extended the caution?
Looking in,
It looks like
not
it still
seeing
says 1 to green on our overlay, so that's
no
probably
announcement.
accurate. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, Talladega gives you, there's enough, typically there's enough time to get all that situated.
Yep. Just get listening into the lowdown from our fearless leader, Jess Vaught, in the 33 car. He's actually gridding up in the third place as well. We got an admin eye in the sky. Friend of the show, Lori Vaught. Gonna have her hands full tonight, so thoughts and prayers are gonna be with her because we have a lot of guys that have grid up for this race.
We did. Looks like there are several drivers that did not grid, but it looks like we're still going to have about 30 drivers on the grid for a Talladega recruiting race. And we had one the other night that went so poorly that they just quit halfway through the race. So hopefully that doesn't happen tonight, because our league, if you're looking for a league, our league does have a lot of very, very good drivers, competitive drivers. We have an iRating cap at 3,000, so it's an everyman's league. You're not going to have some hot shot come in here and kill us every week unless your name's Tim Pope, or Mike Adamson, or a couple other guys. Josh, you're in that group, so we've got a few
There.
guys that can win
Has
every
Ooh,
week.
we got stack up on the start right away. Outside lane just
Oh,
got
no.
huge. A bunch of 4Xs probably just went off right off the bat.
We do have a big pile up in the back.
Oh man, you got a yard sale.
And they've already thrown the caution. I thought they may let that play out and run a couple of laps and throw it after, see if it sorted itself out. But immediately going to cautions, so I guess if we're going to be cautioned here at Talladega, we're going to have plenty of time to review what all was going on. So let's try to figure it out and rewind here and go back to the start. Probably looking at where did the trigger start? Maybe around
Jonathan Osborne, I saw him getting somebody.
okay.
Justin French, it looks like.
Lead
Also,
driver Jonathan Osborne was involved, so
he was. Oh, the 7 truck.
7 truck. So we will get.
Rayner.
Hey, that guy's running my paint scheme too. So the 7 truck, we're going to watch in here. I set the truck in front of him. Looks like everybody takes off okay, and there is a big stack up. 7 gets ran into. That there was just a big stack up in front of him.
Dale Adamson involved. Bunch of trucks.
Yeah, the Rick and Morty paint scheme had a moment there. Let's ride back and rewind once again. Get back to the start, and Dale Adamson was in this crash. So let's go to his roll bar and see what happens from his view. He's big stack up. He got on the brakes. Looks like they're going. Oh, he looked like he was going to be clear of it, and all of a sudden gets right reared. Spins back around, and Young Money back on the track. No harm, no foul. Probably will have to come in and get some repair for that. Well, rewind again. So the 7 was one of the trucks that got stacked up, but there was a stack up in front of him. So if we could go to the chopper view and see exactly where they stack up here. You can see the outside lane, inside lane stacks up too. They'd given each other a little more room, it looks like. Now the 12 takes a good move by him, taking evasive action.
This just in there going 1 lap to green now.
So we're going to shorten the caution. We'll get back to
Yes.
the action. Now there's a bump up there. Then there's a big bump here. Osborne gets bumped. He bumps someone. It was like 5 or 6 trucks deep, and then finally the 7 just gets hooked, turned into the outside wall, and there you have it.
It's just an ugly accordion effect.
It's the kind of thing that happens at Talladega. So we go back up front to. I thought we'd go up front to Tim Pope. There we go.
Worth noting also, while their admins are looking for drivers, since this is a recruitment race for season 2, just watching, I saw one truck. I think it was the 187 of Scott Howell. He had a truck that was involved in that wreck, and he went to, instead of going into the pit road, he actually stayed out, tried to go around, and his truck blew up right past pit road, so he had to take a tow. He has a 4-minute tow from that, and all he had to do to avoid that was just go right down pit road and need a 40-second caution or either end of the line caution.
Oh, yeah, it's a hard lesson to learn, but one worth taking note of. So now on this start, we're going to rack it this time. We're going to have the 728 of Pope. And Jess Vaught bringing them down.
Let's see if we can keep it clean and keep it green. A lot of trucks had to take an EOL going in the pit road early. So a lot of guys going to be on the inside line. Let's see how that works on the restart.
Now you have Pope getting the jump. Looked like Jess was maybe thinking about trying to get down, and Albert Anderson said, "Not today, my friend." And Jeremiah Burke hanging onto the back of Anderson, who their teammates. I bet Kelly Kill is going to let Vaught in. He does. You have to have teammates here.
Seeing some aggressive driving in the back right now. Somebody there in the Miller High Life number 2 truck scored as the 117, Jacob Savard. He flew around, I would say 4 or 5 trucks before the start-finish line on the restart. And now he is currently moving up into the top 20.
He's going somewhere. He's behind French as we go on board. It's like, oh, wow, he gave him a shot through the tri-oval. That's not the best place to hit somebody. Looks like there's another Miller High Life truck, just a white. Number 8.
Number 8?
Yes.
Ferguson.
Well, they're going 3 wide down the back straightaway, the 2. He sorted it back out, though.
Well, in these things, you guys they're looking for drivers that are driving fair, driving clean. A place like Talladega is a pretty good way to measure character and skill. It's all about patience. So we see guys going 3 wide. Oh, a little contact there with the 8 truck. And Stephen Gregory also.
Yeah, still 3 wide. They're trying to sort it out. The truck on the top lane gave way and moves back into line. Looks like Dale Adamson's moving his way up through the pack. I see Osborne at the back of this lead pack trying to work his way back towards the front.
Run goes on, starting to see that outside lane gain more momentum. Problem is, we started to see guys like Dale Adamson take it to the outside lane. Now, while he might be able to squeeze by on the outside, it's also going to hurt that lane because it's going to take away a little bit.
Yeah, it's there's a wreck.
There we go.
That middle of the back stretch, big wreck. Cars upside down, end over end. Calamity.
Oh, Timothy French junked. He is still rolling. And he's on all fours. I hear a bunch of trucks with a trashed engine.
The 3 takes a tow. Yeah, we're under caution here on lap 7. That was a big moment, so we'll try to go back and see what happens here. 7 was definitely in it, so, or the 3 was definitely in it of French, so we'll start with him. I think it may have been I don't know. It happened right in front of the Miller light trucks.
Jacob Savard got into the back bumper of the 8, pushed him.
So we'll go to the 8. The onboard of the 8. That Miller light truck is, or Miller High Life truck, not in good shape. Oh, it was. Yeah, there's been some aggression from the one. Is it the 117 showing up as the 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been pretty aggressive. So there's one thing to be aggressive, but then it's another just to run through people, and he's hit a couple so far. So not a good start for the race for him. Try to see what he sees and see if we can figure out what's going on. The high line is going okay. He kind of goes dips a little higher, gets a run down the back. The 8 checks up in front of him, and he just don't slow down and piles right through the back, and causes a pretty big mess. We'll go on board with the 3 and see what he saw, because he was upside down. Yeah, he sees the 8 get whopped out. He backs off, but he just gets pinballed right through the middle, and then upside down, and yeah, back on his wheels, but you hear the engine blow. And he is still sitting in the pits, it appears, with a badly torn up truck, so I guess he's trying to take a tow. There's probably several drivers in the pits having to take a tow after that one. Well, Josh, we went back to 1 to green again. We've still got a pretty healthy amount of trucks out there, and the 2 truck that kind of triggered that one is still out there.
Yeah, and it's funny. Right as that wreck happened, I picked up. I was right. I think it was the 3 truck rolled over. I was on that truck tow. I had a pretty funny view of it happening. Just looking around here and listening in. A lot of people are confused over the proceedings. A bunch of people had to get their black flags cleared due to people pitting with junk trucks or passing people with junk trucks. And as always for the VRL, they will be going on the green flag.
The 36 truck, not one of our normal drivers, Daniel Bazilla, up into second. Where's our Australian friend? Is he still hanging in out there, or is he already?
Sean Skeen, still here.
Oh, he's running in 4th, the 26th. Yeah.
Oh, we got a stack up in the back. Looks like everyone's rolling still. Just watched some brutal bumper hits, but they're keeping it going.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to separate the cars possibly into 2 packs here.
One could hope. That'd be a good thing right now, just in the respect of drivers trying to keep it clean. It'd be better to have multiple packs of cars instead of one big pack where everyone just gets wadded up.
Yeah, that would probably help. We'll go back up front. Tim Pope still in the lead. Jess Vaught and Kelly Kill now trying to make a move on the outside lane. The Vigilante teammates. Tim Pope, the independent. And then you've got Albert Anderson. He's everybody's driver, America's driver, running right behind Pope. I know Kelly Kill is probably one of the best pushers that we've got in the league. And him and Jess are always up front at the plate races.
Yeah, definitely. Having those two together in a line always seems to work out. An underrated plate racer, I always think, especially considering his average midfield finishes this season. Tim Pope really is a force on super speedways. He's very easy to push, and he's a great pusher. Thing is, he just doesn't seem to. He won't communicate as much per se as maybe a Kelly would, or Kelly has his teammates to work with. Tim really is a a lone wolf in that regard. But when he gets to somebody's bumper that he knows, he can really work it out with them, and they can make a lot of ground. He's really good at holding his line, and just look at that right there, coming to fruition with Albert on the bottom pushing him as well. Getting a little side draft action for Jess Vaught in the 33.
Yeah, they just keep accordioning back and forth. Usually at the line, Vaught edges ahead, and then Tim Pope edges back ahead of him going into the turn 1 and 2 and down the back stretch. And he just works back. It looks like our friend in the Miller Genuine Draft truck is working his way toward the front, so that ought to be interesting. Trying to take it 3 wide on the outside as I say that.
Let's see. Be interesting to see what he does. He was driving aggressively early on. Is he going to keep that energy?
I don't know, and he's running with the other Miller truck. He ran into him on the last caution. I wonder if he's just trying to race with him because they're Miller trucks, or if they're pseudo teammates, or what.
Guess we'll find out if they both go to the outside lane here.
Osborne back on the inside. Looks like he's worked his way back up near the front.
So we have a Miller Lite, Coors Light, or Coors I should say, a Miller High Life truck all in a Genuine Draft, all in the row together on the outside.
Oh, now there's another truck on the far outside trying to make a run. A couple of trucks. Looks like we've got a... That didn't work out so well. In the immortal words of Mike Tyson, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face.
I think he punched himself in the face there, as we see Jess Vaught going right around Albert Anderson.
Yeah, Albert sucker holed it. I don't know how he got there, but he's in the middle, and I bet he doesn't want to be there. Oh, they're almost 4 wide up front for the lead.
Kelly with an aggressive move, but that splits up the group. Let's see what's going to happen here. We can't afford to have someone up front try to slide around and throw a block because we have that outside coming in. Oh, there they go.
Oh,
Osborne. 8 truck goes around. Osborne gets tagged.
8 truck.
Might be just a 2 truck incident.
Yeah, they're probably going to stay green on that with only being 2 trucks involved. Tough break for Osborne.
That looked like a bad case of net code.
We'll rewind here real quick and see what I see. Osborne was kind of by himself on the bottom. And, oh, yeah, that was a horrible case of net code. You could have fit a car in between him and the 8. And then there was still a big shot. So that, real unfortunate. Looks like the leaders are finally trying to single file out. Jess Vaught in the lead now. Tim Pope running second. You got that Miller truck though. He just shoved the guy on the outside. Couldn't tell what truck that was, and then he jumped to the bottom. If the 117 of Jacob Savard gets up there with Keel and Anderson and Vaught and Pope and pushes them like that, it may not work out quite the same as it has earlier in the race. What happened to Jeremiah Burke? Where's he at? He's by himself. Basically, he's got 1 truck with him, so he's lost the draft. I don't know what happened to Jeremiah, but he's back in 19th, 6 seconds behind the leaders. Oh, there's another wreck. Oh.
Maybe that's why. We got a couple trucks around. Charles Fletcher, Ryan Maxwell, looks like. Staying green, we hear.
And we really can't blame him for not throwing the caution when, because cautions usually breed cautions. If there's a big enough wreck, we will throw the caution flag here, so not to worry. But our league typically, if there's 2 or 3 trucks and they get off the track and they're not in the way, they will keep it green. Russell Lear in the lead. Looks like Osborne and Dale Adamson must have had some issues. I know Osborne did. I don't know what happened to Adamson, but they're both going a lap down here as the leaders stream by them on the inside.
Stays good as they roll through.
And that's the way to get out of the way. They didn't impede the trucks in front of them, but they'll still be able to hang on to the pack. And good job by two Vigilante, will be Vigilante regulars as Adamson's joining us in Season 2. Now the 19 truck trying to flex his muscle. That purple and green truck, hard to miss a paint scheme like that. Looking out the back, he's got Kelly Kill on his rear, 21 on the outside.
Got the drivers pitting in this lap. We got Dion Jones, Tim Pope, Dave Harden, and a bunch of others.
Jess Vaught, Kelly Kill, Albert Anderson. Did they all get slowed down?
Oh, almost had a wreck up front. They kept it green and clean somehow. I don't know how. We had a bunch of guys sideways, and there's still somebody just got right reared into the wall off it too. A little unnecessary. Have to figure out who did that, but
now this will definitely break the pack up. We will separate here. I'm back on the leaders now as they probably will be pitting here pretty soon. If the other pack just pitted the previous lap. Well, you have a couple of nope. One taker and somebody missed it.
Nick Little in the 40 truck just completely whipped by. Didn't even sound like he was in the right gear.
Now, a lot of these guys actually only have 13 laps on their run, so they may not have to pit for a little while.
Ooh, we have another almost wreck. Russell Lear. Oh, he ran out of gas. We just got word he got sideways because he ran out of gas and he had a horde of trucks behind him. That's unfortunate, but at least he'll be able to get that huge dent off the back of his truck fixed.
Looks like Jess Vaught, Kelly Kill, Tim Pope, and Albert Anderson all on a line together. Of those trucks that had pitted together, they are all in a line trying to make some time. I know Dion Jones came in with them. I don't know if he had he's back in the pits, so maybe he had a speeding issue or another issue. Maybe he had to retire the truck, but he's not. He's in the pits right now. The 117/2 truck of Savard now up to second.
Their group is stronger in numbers than the other group of the Jess Vaught, Tim Pope group, but the question is, can they stay together and try to lose the other group?
The group up front is making pretty good time because last lap, the leader ran a 52.15. Jess Vaught's group ran a 52.7. Oh, the leader just got turned by the two, and it's a big wreck. Yeah, the 117.
CTE City Population, that guy. That was a head-on hit. Nasty. They're still rolling around.
unfortunate there.
And that was just a case of turning somebody, not lifting.
I don't see Vigilante in the 117's future. I just don't. And maybe he doesn't see Vigilante in his future. I don't know.
He sees it in his future as much as he saw that guy's bumper going into turn 3. Be interesting to see what happens. We have a lot of people that got trapped a lap down there. Only 15 currently scored on the lead lap. A lot of flags being cleared right now. Yeah, that was, I would say, an unnecessary wreck, especially considering if they were trying to stay competitive up front, that was probably their best bet there, was just running good, clean laps. And maybe that was just the case of running too hard and trying to look at the relative and realize they're gaining, but can't do that at a place like Talladega. It looks like with the cycle just fought, we'll be the new leader, as the other groups all had to come down pit road.
It'd help if I wasn't muted. So the gap that they were putting per lap on that lead pack, if they would have just kind of rode around and stayed in line, by the time they pitted and came back out and cycled through, they probably would have been a good 5 to 6, 7, 8 seconds ahead of Vaught, Keel, Anderson, and Tim Pope. So if they exercised a little patience, and they probably could have. These guys could have took it from the Vigilantes tonight, because they were all the guys in that pack. I believe none of them were Vigilante regulars.
I would believe so too. But the 117 there, Jacob Savard kind of pulled a Plaxico Burris and shot himself in the foot with that move, getting into the back of the other truck. And I think it probably wasn't intentional, but it's just you can't push going in the corners here at Talladega.
No, you've got to learn when to let off or when to get off the guy in front of you. See Dion Jones back out there. He's one lap down coming into the pits. Maybe he'll try to get a wave around after this. See if they go 1 to green here as they come around to the line. Or if we try to get some more trucks back on the lead lap. Well, they have called 1 to green.
Going green on this lap. Some of the usual suspects up front. My question is, where did Tim Pope go? He is dropped back to 11, so maybe a strategy play there or something. I don't know how he fell back.
Yeah, I'm not
Looks like
sure
he
what he
went
was
down pit
doing.
road.
It looks like we do have somebody joining our YouTube chat. Sean Block, 40 below zero in North Dakota. We're going to try to heat him up with some vigilante racing here. That's cold. It's been like 70 degrees here in Tennessee.
I had no idea we had fans in North Dakota.
I wonder if Sean
Well,
Block is any relation to Ken Block.
that's a good question. You know, if Sean's looking to warm up a little bit, go on to vigilanteracing.com, buy yourself a Vigilante Racing League sweatshirt.
That'd be a good place to start. And we have, Josh, more new content coming out here soon. We actually have a new logo for the league, so I'm be fun to get that on some merchandise.
Yeah, it should be coming out soon. As soon as we get the details on that buffed out. I've had a couple new items added in this week, and we're currently working on growing the store even more and trying to get some more exposure for it because we got a lot of cool stuff out there. Trying to get all the fans of the league and racing fans, sim racing fans alike, looking for if you're looking for some good product, check out the store. As we come to the green with 24 laps to go here at Talladega.
And the Vigilante regulars back up front, Vaught, Keel, and Anderson, 1, 2, 3. And then our Daniel Bazilla has been running very well all race. He's up in fourth. They go 3 wide. I think they may have caught Kelly sleeping a little. And you know the 117 is going to be aggressive. And he takes it on the high side, trying to follow the 36.
Oh, Vault goes up the track a little bit. That opens the door for Albert on the bottom.
This is not going to work well. We have 3 lanes, and they're all pushing each other hard up front.
Let's see, is there going to be a bad clear here? Vault tries to go to the bottom a little bit, gets pushed by Kelly. He holds that middle, doesn't want to leave his man out to dry. Albert's got a little bit of a gap behind him to the 40 truck, so he might have to drift back a little bit. Hopefully the bump stays clean as they check up a little bit. That 117, aka the number 2 Miller High Life, genuine draft, still pushing up there, really dragging that line along.
Now he's fast. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Kelly! Kelly, hold it.
Saves it, and there's a wreck behind him.
Oh, no.
Big wreck. And that was unrelated to what was going on up front.
Oh, so they weren't stacking up, but that had nothing to do with it.
We'll have to go back and take a look. It looked like the 26 of Sean Skeen got into the wall. He put himself up in the wall, and he ran out of room. Somebody finally came up and hit him.
It looked like up front, Kelly pushed Jess down, they was trying to clear. It wasn't quite clear Albert Anderson, but they all saved it up front, and then you had the wreck happen behind them. So which truck was the wreck started on in the back?
26 of Sean Skeen.
And that would be our friend from Australia.
Crikey. Yeah, he got up into the wall. He might have gotten a little nervous riding that high lane and just tapped the wall. I know I've done that before, but unfortunately the 61 truck of Stephen Gregory was also riding the high side. Probably didn't see him coming to the last second and caused a chain reaction.
Yeah, it's almost like the ARCA cars on iRacing when they get sucked into the wall. He couldn't pull it out easily, and then once he did, finally pulled off the wall.
And he went to space?
He may have.
I think we got a new cadet. Let's take a look here.
Let's try it one more time on my screen now.
See what happens on your screen. Oh, he just disappears on
He
mine.
just disappears, yeah. I mean, I do see the sky, though. It looks like we're looking at the sky, just not him.
Thought he went to space for a second. Oh, yeah. My screen, he did. He just got tapped and went straight up, Buzz Aldrin style. Unfortunate. It looks like he had enough and is left the race, but he was putting together a pretty solid run there. Just the bad luck there, and he was doing the right thing by trying to keep it off the wall instead of pulling right down. But unfortunately, it wasn't only too wide exclusively behind them.
Yeah, I mean, there's always. I mean, well, I don't know what time it is in Australia either, but he may have been hanging. He has to go to work. Something. I don't know. Right now, Australia's. I think they've locked you in your house, so I'm not sure if
What do
anybody
they
can
even
go to
do?
work there.
What do you do in Australia? Just what do they do? Wrangle snakes and tarantulas that are like the size of a car.
Beat the
That's
shit
all
out
I.
of koalas.
That's all I know about Australia. Is I see stuff on Reddit, guys with like a freaking tarantula the size of like a watermelon. I'm like, oh, well,
Yeah,
no, it's in their house.
yeah, that looks like it would be a most dangerous place to try to live.
There's a reason why uh, the Commonwealth of Britain sent all their prisoners there.
They're a tough stock in Australia. So we still not down to 1 to green yet. I guess we're trying to. Oh yeah, well
They are
yeah,
now.
we are now. So
Daniel Bazilla.
yeah, it could be
Yeah,
Bazia.
he's from Pennsylvania.
I wonder if you'll be able to ask him in the chat how to pronounce his name and it work out any better than it did last time you did that.
Last time I asked somebody, they got kicked a couple laps later.
I think it
So,
was his name was Hemi. I think
yeah.
his first name was Hemi, and his last name was Gone after a stunt that he pulled. Kelly Kill and Jeremiah Burke together on the high side about 8th and 10th. Albert Anderson back there. Jess Vaught back there. So you got the Vigilantes once again trying to come back up through the pack.
Wouldn't be surprised here if Albert tries to let Kelly in. Maybe I wouldn't. It wouldn't shock me. But then again, Kelly's up top with Jeremiah. Ooh, we see a little bit of contact almost in the back. Somebody tried jumping the gun. They laid off. As we're back under green at Talladega, we have 20 laps to go.
This is like a old Bud shootout at Daytona, a 20-lap race.
You know, I have a theory that every plate race that NASCAR does should just be at most 50 laps tops. Just no, we don't need pit stops. Just run them, wreck them. Like people are gonna get junked anyway.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that high side. Tim Pope, Kelly Keel, Jeremiah Burke, Dale Adamson.
Yeah, the extreme high side making a move.
Some of the best plate racers in the league up top. Not a whole lot going right now. Jonathan Osborne's going to enter the mix up there too. Ups at 117, starts to try and pinch down on the leaders a little bit. Osborne taps the wall. He's in the wall, but he's by himself. No harm, no foul. He'll just shuffle back to the end of the line, hopefully hold on to that giraffe. Here comes Pope with Keel pushing.
3 by 3 by 3 up front.
117 abandons his post, goes down to the bottom. Vaught stacks up. We got to stack up. We have a incident. Looks like he saved a couple cars involved, actually. And we have Eddie Sprill, Stephen Gregory. 2 truck accident, maybe 3 with Fletcher. But they stay rolling.
Going to keep things going here. The 117/2 now on the inside lane as the lead truck. That 36 has been up there the whole race too, the Bazella.
He's put together a good run.
Yeah, and he's been quiet, which is something you always like.
Ooh, Kelly got into the wall a little bit. Stack up on the outside,
Oh,
stack up on the inside too. Pope came down a lane. Looks like everybody's keeping it moving.
And they all gave each other plenty of room, which is good to see. The 31 truck got under the yellow line and was able to pull it back up on the track without taking the entire field with him. That was good to see.
Here comes Pope again on the outside. He's going to go all the way up to the wall, bring in Kelly, reel him in. Oh, wow, look at that move from the bottom lane. That Coors truck.
Yeah, and it's blinking on my screen pretty bad. I don't know if it is in the sim also.
Oh, yeah, Ryan Maxwell. He's got that Magic Jack internet on my screen, too. He might need to upgrade the Magic Jack Pro.
Well, he's 3 laps down and racing for the... Trying to get his laps back, I guess. I don't know. Oh, there they go.
There they go.
Pope. Oh, Burke
Stacked up.
Upside down. I don't
It's
know what
always
happened.
the most colorful trucks have the most colorful of wrecks, it looks like, and tonight is no exception.
Let's try to see what happens from Pope's point of view. Slow it down.
Oh, looks like a little netcode Dion Jones got into him, and that caused him, I guess, to get into the 2 truck of Justin French.
Oh.
You know what? It looks like a little netcode from Dion got into it because he drifted up the track a tad. But the French also was a little, he was kind of holding his line. Just one of those things. We're getting a lot of netcode this evening. Seems to always be a commonplace occurrence here at the plate races.
Yeah, you really wish they could fix that at Daytona or Talladega. Let's go for the chase view with Tim Pope going into turn 3.
I don't think that was on him.
No, Dion got him there. Yep.
Yeah. I'll go jump into the driver's chat real quick just to see what's going on there.
All right, so Josh will be back in just a second, trying to figure out what's going on. It looks like most of the leaders all coming back into the pits. This would be the last pit stop of the day. On board, you see Tim Pope rolling out of the pits, Jess Vaught rolling out of the pits.
All right, I'm back. So it sounds like it was I think there was a consensus netcode there. But also, just confirming with this pit stop or on this this caution cycle, they are officially able to make it to the end. I think they have been for a while now, but it's just good to know.
Yeah. They so they don't have to pit again. Did everybody? Now, Albert Anderson stayed out, so does he think he's good on gas, Josh?
I think so. I didn't really hear from him in the group. He seemed to be pretty quiet. They were a little bit of a somber mood there. I think every one of those guys has been involved in a pile up tonight at some point or another.
Yeah, they got another race after this one coming up at Michigan, so kind of our home track. Hopefully, it'll be a little cleaner and not as many opportunities for crashes like we're seeing right now. I may even hook up my wheel and go to race the Michigan race here coming up after. I need practice for next week's Hooligan.
Yeah, that'll be a fun race. Is it officially at Michigan?
It is officially at Michigan. The All-Star race is officially at Michigan as well. So
Very
Michigan
nice.
is, we're parking it at Michigan for the next few weeks.
That is a fun track to go to.
Yeah, and I think we're using the there's a setup. We're not going to be using the same setup we were in for the league finale, which was just a standard iRacing Michigan setup. We're going to run the Michigan Open iRacing setup, which is much looser and much faster.
Yeah, definitely. From what I've practiced with it, it's a fun chassis to use.
And it definitely has more speed.
I think they call that the big showstopper.
And the big showstopper. Yep. So up front, Albert Anderson is in the lead. Perry Gammon in the 80, in the 98 in second. He's had a quiet race. Haven't had to call his name out.
Yeah,
Kept it out of trouble.
Yeah, I think plate racing is kind of like how you look at like football teams on defense. When you don't hear about them that much, it usually is a good thing. When you hear about a team playing defense, I think it's generally, unless if it's a really good play, um, it's more so for bad things. I think that's how you should approach plate racing, at least until the end of it. You don't want to be known as the guy that's running around up front, back. Just find a place to stick with and stay to it, and don't try jumping around in the field, because we've seen that before. I mean, look how that's been working out for some of these drivers, and they get aggressive and they cause accidents and wind up hurting their chances later on.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, the guys that know how to be patient always seem to find their way back up towards the front.
Pace truck dives in. America's driver's taking up front. He's been pretty quiet on the radio tonight, but doesn't really have too many people outside his Discord server to egg him on.
Exactly.
Nobody's calling him a pickle or anything. So we're back underway. A solid restart, looks like. Not too much of a shift of momentum either way. Pretty even as the 117 dives down to the bottom lane.
Yeah,
Really
right
aggressive.
right in front of Dale Adams.
I'm sure that'll go over well.
Well,
Look
Dale,
at that push.
let him in.
That outside lane is rolling now. We got quite the push down the back straightaway. Perry Gammon getting a solid push from Alexander Miller in the 42, it looks like. Scored as the 98. Or shown as the 98, I should say. And that inside's really rolling now. We got three of the league's heavy hitters on plate tracks, and in general, Tim Pope, Jess Vaught, and up front, Albert Anderson once again. He led a race high 36 laps at Daytona. That is well over double what the next two people ran, which was at 16 laps apiece. So it just goes to show he's a real dominant force on the plate tracks.
Yeah, he knows how to race out front, which is, you would think that's, well, anybody wants to race out front, but it's a skill to be able to stay out front, and where guys are confident enough to stay behind you. There's a wreck toward the back. Ooh, two or three trucks.
Hardin, Giles, and looks like Eddie Spurrill brought the yellow out.
It does bring the yellow out.
Oh, that's just a bad bump in the turns. Who was that? Oh. Just a bad, look, either a bad case of net code.
Oh, there's a wreck up front. Under caution.
Uh-oh.
I know the 117 was involved. I don't know if I'm not saying he triggered it. I know that I saw him sideways, though. and with a torn up truck. Let me see what happened here.
Oh, Maxwell got into him. He just got he locked it up.
Oh, that was a 31.
Yeah, and he got
Yeah,
DQ'd, and he is
yeah,
gone.
he's
So
done. He was the guy that was 3 laps down racing the leaders on that last one of those last runs. So I don't know, maybe a little too much Coors Light and not enough common sense.
yeah, with these types of races, I think if someone goes like multiple laps down, they should either ride in the back or get kicked because it's pretty much pointless for them to be up front at this stage in the race. And for a recruitment race, it's really not necessary. It's not like they're racing for points or there's anything on the line really.
No, and if you're trying to impress the league, being 3 laps down racing the leaders actually is not the way to do it. Being 3 laps down and staying out there and riding around and trying to get a finish, that's understandable. But getting up there and racing with the leaders, rough and tumbles, not the best idea in the world. Hey, we like
Yeah,
guys that stick with it, but there's a point where you gotta understand that you're not going to win this race if you're 3 laps down.
yeah, and I think even if you are three laps down, it says a lot more about you as a driver that you're running at like the tail end of the pack as opposed to running up front trying to race for your lap back because with that you're insinuating that you're expecting a caution and you're not really just trying to drive your race, run your race or keep it clean, you know. I think what you really need to do is just hang out in the back and wait for a caution instead of going up front and trying to cause one. Or I mean shit, he ran in, he calls the caution under caution. I that's a new one right there. I don't know how that was possible, but he made that happen.
So I wonder if they will. You got like it looks like we're going to be coming to green with 8 laps to go. I don't know if there's going to be a point here where they say we're not throwing the caution again. It doesn't matter what happens, since this is a recruiting race. Because the guys. I mean, our guys are used to racing green flag laps, and they have been fewer and further between than normal.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen more trucks driving around at 65 miles an hour than I have seen it going at about 170. So hopefully we can keep it get it back rolling. And it's just those types of deals with these races when you have a large lobby and lots of people you're trying to recruit, and you got to. It's almost like a needle in a haystack type of deal. You want to pick the right one, and sometimes you have to wade through some of the not so great drivers just to find them. And I know that's how I met a lot of you guys was through these recruitment races and suffering through it together. As Kelly
Oh,
gets out
Kelly.
a little bit to the outside. I think he got pushed a little bit.
Is he going to get in front of the 117? He does. Jess Vaught goes to the high side.
Looks like that 117 might have had a little bit more damage than we
Oh,
anticipated. His truck is not really getting up to speed as much. Maybe he is. And he was just easing off the throttle, but he is sinking like a rock.
I think Jess went up there to pick up Kelly, and that may not have been a good move.
Yeah, they might have to restart and circle back, try again. Oh, there goes Dion, gets into the 40 truck. And it's one truck into the wall. Thought it was going to be a lot worse, but it seems like everybody's kept it moving for the most part.
The truck's right in front of Jess Vaught are wrecking. Are they going to save it? They're off the track. Now they're trying to. Uh-oh.
Oh, man. We just got a Dave Blaney. He just came right up the track to Scott Howell.
Oh. You can't. It's almost impossible to save it when you get knocked down off the track like that. You got to just take your medicine and back off.
Yeah, and he's a lap down. He shouldn't be really running that hard. I don't know what his end game was there, as opposed to just going back and trying again and staying on the apron.
Well, Jess Vaught and Kelly Kill have rebounded pretty well. Now they're back up on the outside lane, and you're going to have three trucks on the inside, 3 trucks on the outside.
There's a couple more behind. We got Jeremiah Burke. He's still there.
Yeah, Jeremiah's trying to figure out what lane he wants to run in. Osborne is getting to the back of Jeremiah. Deion Jones still at the back of that pack, so some vigilantes back there. Vigilante Racing League drivers, not teammates. But to a point in these races, you have an us versus them mentality, which even if we're not official teammates, they're still, I guess most of the vigilantes would probably be more comfortable around the other vigilante drivers that we've raced with for 15 weeks. Six laps to go, Josh. Can America's driver pull one off?
Hopefully, and I'm hoping these guys can keep it green flag and not wreck, because I got to go. Oh, just gets turned a little bit by Kelly. Right as I said it, almost jinxed it. Tim Pope's gonna wait until when he's ready to make his move, make his chance. I don't think he's gonna do it just yet. He's usually a very reserved, wait till the last couple of laps before he tries to make his run. He is in second place in the catbird seat. He knows what he's gonna do, and it's just a matter of waiting for the right time.
Yeah, but he's got to be looking at that outside lane and 3 other vigilante drivers out there, knowing that they are all good plate drivers. And I don't know if that'll force his hand any earlier, or if he'll just ride behind Albert.
I think it's worth noting that Albert Pope and Jeremiah Burke, who's on the outside lane currently, they're all in the same Discord together. I know Jess and Kelly are working together, so maybe that will come into factor in a little bit.
Kelly's aggressively pushing Jess as he got off center there just a little bit. And Jess saved it, and they all had to check up just a bit.
Pope is really pushing on Albert, too. That's just how he is. He is a great pusher. Makes drivers, especially on plate tracks, bring out their best. And if you want to beat him on the outside lane, you have to bring it. And it looks like Kelly is right now with Jess. They're coming down a little bit, trying to get some of that air off the truck. And Jeremiah is also making a little bit of a difference because he's really right on Kelly as well, whereas the truck on the third truck on the inside lane isn't quite as tight on them. And even we have Jonathan Osborne up top too. That's helping out some. Whereas the fourth place truck is just, he's about a truck length back of third on the bottom. And it's all about keeping it tight, nice accordion. So maybe that'll come into effect later on.
Yeah, but not much time to go. 3 laps to go here at the line.
And I have no doubt that the order of these trucks will be completely different, and even maybe a lap or 2 laps, because I mean it's a restrictor plate race. You see one truck trying to take it on the outside. I don't know what kind of move he's going to go for there.
He's not going to get far with all the vigilantes in line. It is to be noted that the vigilante drivers are running 1, 2, 3, and 4. And Jeremiah is in and out of 5th. Osborne's up there, Deion Jones up there. Almost all the vigilantes in this race are in this lead pack of drivers.
Some smart driving going on right now. Coming down to 2 to go.
Oh, Osborne's getting the...
He's been trying to pinch Justin French in that, I believe in the 3 truck. I'm sorry, 2 Truck. He's been trying to pinch him, but he's not going to be able to hold on for a whole lot longer as he goes down the bottom lane in front of Deion Jones.
I don't know where Tim Pope's going to go on this last lap if he has a chance to go anywhere.
Yeah, if he abandons Albert, I mean, he's going to have to immediately try and get behind someone else. His best bet is Jeremiah trying to shuffle the cards around a little bit. Oh, Kelly gets a little loose.
They don't have much time to get too loose and lose momentum. Coming up to the white flag here. It's unfurled from the flag stand. We got 1 lap to go, Josh.
We're going to be in for a wild finish. Let's see if we can keep it good to the last corner on the last lap this time. They are pushing.
And now the third lane is coming in with 2 trucks.
You got Justin French up top. I know I heard him screaming on the radio to push. I think Deion might be even joining him up top. Let's see what happens.
Down the back stretch, Albert Anderson on the lead. Jess Vaught getting pushed from Kelly Kill. Anderson pushed from Tim Pope. Who's it going to be?
Let's see who's going to help out.
Is Pope going to push Anderson out of the way? He does. He pushes under.
Him.
He moves him.
Oh, they're wrecking behind him. Vaught's got this. Let's see what Kelly's going to do. Is he going to try and take the win away from his teammate? Coming down.
He's under the line. He's under the line.
To the line.
They touch. They touch.
Kill's got him.
I think that's a protestable win. He was under the yellow line coming to the line. I don't think that should stick.
8/1000ths of a second. What a finish. I had no clue. I did not think that he was going to try and race Jess, his teammate, probably in the same Discord channel. I had no idea that was going to happen. What a finish. Albert went up the track a little bit. Pope lost all momentum when he had to go around him. I don't think he was trying to move him. I think he was trying to push him because he knew that was his best option. And what a finish. See, that's the kind of Talladega finishes I love watching.
And there you see Kill all the way below the yellow line, all 4 tires, no doubt.
He doesn't pass him. That's the one thing.
No,
I don't know. He doesn't pass him below the yellow line.
I guess since this is a recruitment race, this is obviously going to stick. But if this was a league race, there would be some debate on the Vigilante Report podcast. Oh, they make contact right at the line.
Bending in that hood. What a finish. He really used up the track there. Lessons learned from his mentor, Bobby Hamilton Jr. Kelly Keel wins it at Dega. What a finish. I'm speechless. I said Jess got it, and man, my favorite Twitter account, Old Takes Exposed, would really get me for that one, because that was, sheesh, I called it a little too early there, about 300 feet too early, I guess, or a little bit more.
Wow, that was... Well, let's go back one more time here. Let's ride with Kelly Kill on this last lap and see how the magician pulls it off. He's pushing Jess Vaught into turn 1 and 2 here. Looking on the inside, Pope's there. Albert Anderson's been in the lead most of the race here in this last run. But Kelly with a real aggressive push. You can see they clear them, but you can see Anderson on the inside. And now he comes back. And there's the accordion effect. There's Pope right up against Anderson's bumper.
You just got
and Albert got a little loose coming out of the turn with Jess side drafting him. And I think this is where Kelly knew that he was going to have a shot at it. He jerks it down. Boom. Boom.
Look at that right side come up. What a finish. I have to get going. There's been a lot of fun broadcasting with you.
Yes, sir. We will do it again. So Josh he's got to take off. Stream will be taking off here. We don't do any. This was just a test, so no interviews or anything like that. If anybody who's out here watching, appreciate it. And we will catch you on the next test broadcast as we're kind of testing for our truck league, our stadium truck league. We may broadcast a few races, so we're working out the kinks for that. So appreciate anybody watching. Ricky Wittenberg signing off.